Alright, once you've logged into your Veriform account, you'll have your user reports. You click on your user reports, you'll go to your measuring device reports, and you will see your vehicle skill test report. Go in here and we're going to work on the vehicle report using certified test weights. Most of the time you probably use this is when you're using a weight buggy. There's other times that you could use it also, whether you're using weights on each section instead of your truck, or doing some sort of railroad inspection or something like that. Alright, so I clicked on the vehicle test report, brought it up, told me what it was, gave me a little description. I'll hit begin. Alright, just like before, I'm going to tap to select my location. I'm going to use my little test location, 40613. Hit search. I'm going to skip over some of this stuff here because you may have viewed the standard truck skill report and there's no need in repeating myself. But you can search by the state ID number or the registration ID number. You can search by address. You can search by name. It's sort of like what we call a Google search. It's going to bring everything up that has that in there. So if I put in other stuff in there, it would bring up other stuff that had that in its title or in its address or whatever. So I'll bring that up. Alright, form test name. I'm going to call this certified weights. Test state certified weights. I'll show you that reason why we name it like that in a couple of times. I'll show you exactly what that does and how that applies. The next is going to be your inspection date. Just like before, you need to use the date that you are doing the inspection. That's important. And so you would want to choose your dates, just like a little wheel here. We'll say February the 21st, 2018, and we're going to click open. Alright, just like before, it comes up and it's going to tell you this test state certified weights. That's what we named it. And we'll come in here and it's just like all the others before. This is where we start our test report. You have the little X where you can save and close, and it'll be in your open folders. You can discard, it'll delete everything, it'll go bye-bye, you'll never see it again, or you can hit cancel and it'll end up right where you're at. Same thing here, you got your three dots. Submit form. We can't submit the form because all the required fields haven't been filled out yet, but you can look at your form info. It'll tell you what you named it, test state certified weights. There's your location, type of form you're using. I hit back. And then of course you can come in here and change the title and location, all that right here too. So if you wanted to, you can change the title or whatever. Now going straight into our inspection. Here is your general information. Commodity weighed. We're going to say dirt. This place sells dirt or transfers dirt. Whatever the commodity is being weighed on the scale is what you want to put down here. The last time this thing was inspected, we'll say a year ago. In the year, we'll say 2017. And then this is when the last time it was tested. You can look on the sticker. If you were the last one to do the inspection, you can actually go online and look in your history and look it up, or the customer may have a copy of the paperwork. Alright? Next is your indicator information. I'll stick with the same that I've been doing across the board. We'll call it Scale Man. Scale Man manufacturer. Model number, we'll call this one again a 100. Serial number, we're just going to put some stuff in here for the serial number. It's got some numbers, we'll add some numbers in there. Nominal capacity, we're going to say 120,000 pounds. Okay. Section capacity, I'll say 30 tons. Alright, graduation of course will be 20 pounds. Alright, the type of indicator is going to be an electronic. This is just for the indicator, okay? Because you may have an electronic indicator and you may have a mechanical scale with like a S-type load cell or something on it that's been converted. I'll go over that a little bit more as we go, but this is just the indicator. The printer type, you want to choose whether you've got a computer or a printer or none or whatever. We'll just say that he's got a regular ticket printer, so I'll just choose printer, okay? So I'm going to go back, hit back, and at that point I can still go back into my general information. I can still go into my indicator information, alright? Now we're going to go to the deck information where the weighbridge is. We'll call this a scale man manufacturer. Model number, we'll call this TS for truck scale 100. Serial number, same here, blah 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 blah. A couple of numbers. Okay. Pit depth, we're going to use this as an above ground pit. It's not going to have a pit. But if it did have a pit, you would just put the depth in there, whether it's 4 feet deep, 10 feet deep, however deep it may be. So I'm going to call this above ground. Okay, platform size, I'm going to call this a 10 by 70. It's a 10 foot by 70 foot. Type, I have mechanical and electronic here. Your two options is if it's a mechanical scale but it's been converted over to electronic, like has the S-type load cell stuck on the end of it somewhere, that's still a mechanical scale. An electronic scale is going to have load cells at each location. Okay, so you'll press electronic. The condition of a pit, it has no pit, but this is where you would say, hey, this pit's full of dirt, full of water, I had to clean it out, it needs cleaned out, whatever. This is what you would do. Condition of the platform, this is the weighbridge. I'm going to call it good. And then the approaches, you need to look at the approaches and make sure everything's okay with those, and we'll call this good. Okay, and that handles that part of it. I'm going to go back just like before. I can go in there and change anything. Okay, now we're only going to do one increasing and decreasing load test. Okay, you have one that's for the as found, and then you have one that is for the as left. The as left is if you did like an adjustment or made any kind of repairs while you were on site and you needed to do another calibration on it, then you would do an as left. Okay, so we're going to do the increasing and decreasing load test as found. Alright, it tells me that there's no new entries. I'm going to come over here and hit the plus sign and enter in my first entry. We're going to add section 1. Okay, applied weight. Let's say you're going to use a weight buggy. So we'll say your first, you have to start with 0 and end with 0. You'll check your 0. If 0 is good, then you're good. If you notice, it's the dots turn green as the acceptance works. If it does not accept your entry or whatever, it'll stay red. Okay, so I'll save. Alright, I'm going to hit the plus sign and add another entry. We're still on section 1. We're just applying weight. Let's say your buggy weighs 5,000 pounds. Okay. Then your reading is going to be 5,000 pounds. Okay. Error is 0. That would be the error between the applied weight and the reading, of course. Save. Plus section 1. Applied weight. I'm going to apply another 4,000, so we're going to say 9,000 pounds. Okay, reading was 9,000 pounds. Error is 0. Okay, 0 weight. We added the weight buggy, then we added 4,000 pounds to the weight buggy. Alright, I can come in here and I can say duplicate, and I can say applied load. It's 13,000 pounds. There we go. Okay. 0. Save. Alright. Now, I can have an option. We just did the duplicate. I can come in there and say edit. If I wanted to edit it, I could. I'll click save. If I wanted to delete that section, I could. But I'm just going to hit cancel and not. So I'm going to duplicate it again. And then I'm going to add another 4,000 pounds to make 17. Okay, save. There you go. I'll just come over here and hit the plus one time. Let's just do that. Section 1. We're going to add another 4,000 pounds. So that's 21,000. Alright, there we go. Now, I need to do a decreasing load test. So let's say I'm going to pick the weight back up and I'm going to do it at 13,000. Cancel. I'm going to duplicate that one. Say duplicate. Section 1, I apply the weights, 13,000. I hit save and it adds it right there at the end. Okay, now I need to return to 0. I'll say duplicate. Let's say everything repeated back down to 0, then I would say save. I want you to notice the difference here. If you've got a difference in your beginning and ending 0, there's a place later on in the form that you're going to need to add that to, okay? So, I hit back. Now I've done my increasing and decreasing load test, and the dots turned green, so we're good. I didn't make any adjustments, so I'm not going to do an as left. But now I'm going to do my section test, and I'm going to do it as found section test, okay? So I click on that. It says no entries. This is going to be just like the increasing and decreasing load test. We're going to say section 1. Okay, we're going to do a 5-section scale. Alright, the test weight was 21,000 pounds. Okay. My reading, let's say it weighed good. It's not, well, I made a mistake here, but I'm going to show you how to fix that in a little bit. 21. Okay. Alright, there's my reading. Alright. Now, I can click save. So you notice the red dots there because this section is not completely filled out. You've got to do a repeatability test. But look, I put too many zeros in there. I can just click on that and say edit. Come in here. Knock one of those zeros out. Hit save. And there you go. Okay. Now, since I'm going to be doing the same weight across, I'm going to use the duplicate option. So we're going to move to section 2. I'll say duplicate. Section 2. And the test weight applied was 21,000, and the first reading was 21,000. If it's not, I can change it right there, but let's say this scale's weighing really good. Alright, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to duplicate. Let's say this time it was 20 pounds heavy. Okay, we'll say 20 pounds. I'll hit save. Alright, oh, I made a mistake. That should be section 3. I'll come in here and say edit. I'll do like that. Section 3, save, and there you go. Alright, let's say section 4 is 20 pounds heavy. When you hit duplicate, it duplicates it all. So I'm going to change my section number 2, okay? Save. Now, I've got one that is 20 pounds heavy and 20 pounds light. Alright? So section 5, cancel. I didn't want to duplicate that one. I want to duplicate this one. Come down here. I'm going to change that to section 5. I'm going to hit save. And there it is. Alright. Now, I got to go back and do my sections. Okay. So I roll off the scale. And then I'm going to roll back on the scale on section 5. Okay. So, I'm going to edit it. And let's say it did good. 21,000. So my error between the two were 0. Okay. Save. Okay. Next one. Edit. Alright. Let's say this one read 21. Okay. Your error is 20 pounds. Okay. Alright, so hit save. Come back to section, cancel. Come back to section 3, edit. We're going to say this one weighed the same. okay, your error is still 20 pounds, okay? Next one, going back to section 2. Error is 0. Save, and then back to section 1. Okay, 0. Now, before you leave, there's a couple of things you need to notice. You've got a repeatability error here. You need to know if that's within tolerance or not. The next thing you need to know is your lowest weight and your highest weight. There's a 40-pound difference in there. Okay, is that within tolerance? You need to look that up and know. Okay. The other thing you need to notice is your lowest weight and your highest weight, because you're going to record that later in the form. So my lowest weight was 20,980 and my highest weight was 21,020. Okay, so now we're done with our section test. We're going to come back. Here's where that minimum weight and maximum weight is. Our minimum weight was 20,980 and our maximum weight was 21,020. Okay, the range is 40 pounds. Okay, you need to know if that's within tolerance or not. Okay, your balance change. You remember early in the video when I said you're starting 0 and you're in 0. We're going to apply that to another part of the section. That's here. That started at 0 and ended at 0, so there's going to be no balance change. Okay, I hit back. Now I didn't do any adjustments, so I'm not going to do an as left on the sections. The next is the inspection summary. Okay, first question is device on this report in full compliance? There's other things that you have to check for besides calibration. There's a lot of state and federal guidelines depending on what the scale is, what the scale's being used for, and you need to check all that. And if that's where you would say if the whole thing is in compliance or not. Okay, do they have a device registration? Is this an NTEP approved scale? So forth and so on. There's tons of stuff you need to look at. So I'm gonna say yes, it's in compliance. Tolerance accepted. Is it maintenance tolerance or acceptance tolerance? We're going to go with maintenance tolerance today. The action taken, is it passed? Did it pass or fail? We're going to say pass. Okay. Your remarks, you have to have some remarks. We'll just say yearly inspection. Okay. Now at this point, this is where you would need to make notes. Make sure you make plenty of notes. That way if something happens or something needs to be done, the customer is well aware of it, and whoever's reading the report is very aware of it. All right. Owner operator, this is the guy that you talk to. We'll call him John Doe. All right. He needs to sign. Not too bad for a right-handed guy. If you wanted to, you can hit the trash can button. It'll wipe it out. Okay, or you click done. Alright, next one is going to be the serviceman name. That's stamped and it's locked. Cannot change it. It's whoever's logged in is going to be named there. Okay, so that's where I would sign my name. Okay, I'll hit done. Okay, now if you notice, all of my green dots are green. No red dots. Okay, so I'm going to go back. And I've done my inspection summary. All my dots are green. So I'll just come in here now and I'm going to say submit form, and I'll click submit form. Alright, tells me that it was successful. You've got to see that. But I'll show you another way that you can go to check to see if it's done. As soon as you click OK, it's going to bring you up to your submitted form section. And there it is. Test state certified weights is what we used. I've got another one in here from Test State regular truck. That's where I did the regular truck scale report. If you notice, we just did this one. It moved it to the top. The next one down is an older one, and every time you go down one, it's going to go older in date. Okay, it'll list up every one that you've done. All right. So now you can come in here, you can click on it, and it'll bring it up, and it'll tell you about the form. Alright, you can look in it. It's all locked. You can't change it. You can't change anything. Once you've submitted it, it's a locked form. You have your options. You can come in there and look at the form information, and it'll tell you the name you gave it, the location, ID number, address, and all that. The name of the form, the username, it was the day it was submitted and the time, and then the date that you put down for an inspection. Okay. You also have an option to print the form at that point, and you can see your form here, and you'll be able to print it as you go. Okay. That completes our form. If you want to, at that point, you can go online to veriform.alabama.gov, and you can actually look at this on a full PC screen. Everything you upload on your tablet or on your PC all gets put in the same location, so you can view things from your tablet or on the computer. Okay? Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.